Did you know that you can automate functions from make.com on your phone? I'm not talking about just building a automation on your phone. I'm talking about using your phone to trigger automations or even go so far as to automate text messages being sent out. So if you're interested in learning about how to get this set up on your Android phone, then you've come to the right place. Let's get to it. Hey, how's it going? This is Eric with Solve Cycle Solutions. I'm a no-code and automation specialist, and my job is to help save you time from doing the work you hate so you can focus on what you love instead. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how you can use make.com with your Android phone. And it's a little bit different than what I'm normally showing on this channel, but I have been playing around with it, and I think there's some functionalities here that are really worthwhile using. And there are a few tricks that you need to use to fully access some of the trigger and automation features on the mobile form of Make. So let's hop into this. So the first question that I want to answer is, what do I mean when I'm talking about using my Android phone in my automations? And no, like I said in the intro, this is not about just being able to use the make.com app to build these automations between different softwares. In fact, you can't do any of that or access any of that in the app in Make. It is more of a control panel for using your mobile device. So looking at this blank bubble here, I can come in and just see that I've already pulled up the Android app here. If I click into it, you'll see that this is a built-in software feature for make.com, meaning that all these tools are native to Make and can be used only with an Android device. Now, before I go into some of the features, again, like I said at the beginning, you can use Apple, and you'll see that they have a lot of the similar features that the Android version does. There are a few differences between these softwares, but like I've said, I don't have any Apple products. I only use Android, so this is something that someone else is going to need to cover, or if someone feels like buying me an iPhone, I'm happy to go over it then. But let's hop back over to Android, and you can see that there are so many different types of message functions, triggers, as well as just actions that you can take within your phone. Some of these things are honestly kind of surprising that we have the access to in terms of being able to send text messages, automating calls as well, which again, seems surprising to get that information out. But there's also some other useful features like being able to customize your own push notifications to go to your phone, as well as taking photos that can automatically be extracted and uploaded, whether it be to social media or somewhere else that isn't necessarily your Google Photo Drive. Lastly, there are a few items that, for me, I don't have a specific purpose for these, but you could definitely see some of this being useful for other people, like being able to monitor when you're changing your GPS location, noticing when you're connected to Wi-Fi's, automatically connecting to other Wi-Fi's, as well as even controlling your Bluetooth or triggering specific web browsers to open or closing specific web browsers. So there's a lot to go over here, but for this video, I'm specifically going to be showing you how to integrate the text message for sending out automated text messages, because there are several steps that you need to do to get this functionality working on your phone. And what I'm going to do is show you first the automation and the goal that we're trying to accomplish using this send a text message function in Make. So let's hop over to Smart Suite real quick, where I have a CRM where as soon as somebody is marked as a lead in my system, they get added to this as a prospect to this sales pipeline that I have. But then I also have a mail hook automation that will send an email to Make, pull up the record, and then is normally supposed to just send an email to the person. But I've recently just set up the option to customize how someone prefers to be contacted. So if they prefer to get an email, I will contact them that way. If they prefer text message, I can mark this as phone as well. And if they mark it as phone, I now have the ability to send them an automated text message with the Android. If you are trying to connect your Android phone to your Make.com account, you will need to pull up the Android app widget first. And when you click into that, it's going to ask for a device. I've already gone ahead and mapped the data that I need to complete this task. So this phone number is being mapped from a Smart Suite record, as well as a name, the networking event that I met this person at, and then a special personalized submission form so that they can book a call with me later. So if I want to use my phone, I first have to make the connection. And in order to do that, I'm going to click Add. From there, you see that it asks for a device name. So I'm going to put in example phone. But you can also see I previously had the Eric Pixel 6a, which is the phone that I use. And then it's going to ask you for this special QR code. And what you'll need to do is scan this QR code from your Make.com app inside your phone. So this QR code is something that you're going to need to scan right off the bat for accessing your mobile device with Make. So I am going to delete this specific QR code just because it is basically acting like a special API key so that you can make sure this is a single connection with your specific device. But for now, what I will do is I've gone ahead and deleted the app from my phone to reinstall this, and I'm going to now switch over to my mobile device and we'll go from there. All right, so here is my very basic home screen right now. I have already gone ahead and downloaded the Make app from the Play Store. So you can see either I can enter the code that was on my screen previously, or I can scan the QR code. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to just cut that. And you'll see that as soon as you scan the QR code, it instantly syncs. So all I have to do is back on the computer screen that you can't see, I'm going to hit save, and it's going to map this phone currently as example phone. So you'll see at the bottom of the screen, we have these 5 different menu items, for lack of a better term. Really, the only thing that you're going to need here is the settings function, because all of these settings are really just giving you permission to access different tools or turn on certain features so that Make knows to watch this on your phone. So you can see here with general settings, I can set up certain things, saying synchronize events in the order they were created. So I would like to keep that safe. And then also, depending if you are concerned about data consumption, you can make sure that you're only sending photos for certain automations through Wi-Fi only. So you can leave that on. I'll leave that off for now because I'm really not sending any photos just yet. And then I am going to scroll down to the SMS function. So inside the text message section, you see that we basically have 3 options. We have 2 events, which basically means that Make is going to be monitoring for if there's new information. In this case, how many text messages have been sent out since the last time it has checked this event, or how many text messages we've received. Now, the action we can take here is sending a text message from our phone, meaning that we don't have to write anything, we don't have to program anything, we don't even have to hit send. It just automatically does that for us. So if I click on this checkbox, you'll see that there's a warning saying that the Google has forbid publishing applications on Google Play that grant this access, and that's a fair reason for them to want to try and discourage that on their services. But there is a workaround for this if you are trying to utilize just some minor text message use for again, in this case, like I said, I'm just trying to onboard clients. I'm not trying to automate a massive text campaign strictly from my phone. That's a little bit more dicey and possibly a little bit scammy. So I'm not a lawyer, so if you're worried about some of this stuff, you may want to get some legal advice there. But for what I'm doing, this is just going to be sending off these one-off emails that I would just be sending myself personally. To work around this restriction, like the warning says, is that if something has been downloaded from Google Play, we're not allowed to use the text message and call log automations. So I can hit I'd like to know more, and Make has already gone ahead and built a program, or basically a download file for you to download, and this will update the software so that you can then use these new features. So I'm going to hit Make an app for Android. It's going to hit download, give it a second to open. Say, do you want to update this app? I'll say update from the package installer, update anyway, and then just give it a minute, and you'll see that nothing really has changed. We're good to go now. But if I hit the settings and go over to the SMS, I can hit check, and now it's going to ask me to allow. Now, one last thing to note before we hop back into my computer screen is that we are being notified that Android will still block text messages if an alarming volume of text messages are going out at the same time. So we do have the ability to set time delays for individual text messages. So if you're trying to send out 5 text messages all at once, this can set either a second or a 5-second or however frequent a delay, as you can see here, in going up to 15 minutes. It is saying that usually the system starts getting flagged for stopping these text messages if there are more than 30 texts going out in 30 minutes. So it may be a good thing to do a 1-minute interval between these texts to make sure that if you do have to send out a lot of text messages, that you're doing this with a bit of a break in between. But if you are sending out a large volume of text messages, that may be where getting into an email marketing system or something like Twilio can come in to help you avoid a lot of these limitations or these automated shutdowns that could happen just by using this tool. Again, this is for a much smaller scale and more one-off text messages that I'm trying to build for this. But now that we have this set up, that's really all we need to do here. There are some other really cool features here inside of Make, like the button feature, which I was playing around before recording this video, and I'm probably going to make a video pretty soon showing you how to do this, as well as using the custom notification banner that can be created for your phone. So more on that later, but for now, let's hop back into my screen here. Okay, now that we've got everything set up and the permissions are all good on our phone, this should be good for a test run. We don't really have to automate anything else or update anything now. We have all the messages that we want. One last thing before I forget, in case I forgot, but if I'm repeating this again, I apologize. But the way that this is set up for determining whether the message should be sent via a phone or via an email, there are filters set up around this router. So you can see here that my router is filtered for the question, which is your preferred contact, back over in Smart Suite. If it equals phone, it will map to sending a text message from my Android. But if it is noted as an email, then it's going to send an email to the person instead. We're almost done. Everything is set up. Everything is turned on. Everything is ready to go. Before firing off this automation, went back into my phone and adjusted the time frame of the amount of seconds it takes for sending messages. So my system's just going to wait 5 seconds to send this because I want to show you in real time on my phone how this is going to pop up And again, I'm using Google Voice for this, but it should work with your text message app or any other system, just like a normal text message. So I'm going to mark this as a lead so that it fires off the automation. So that's set up. And then we're going to head over to make, and you'll see here that we have the mail hook ready. Give it a minute and it's going to start running. And there we go. The filter worked perfectly, and we've mapped to send a text message from Smart Suite to basically invite someone to a consultation. And give this a minute, and look at that. Before I'm even done talking, I have this text message that came up, and you can see here, the only weird thing is that it is saying, "Hi, Eric, this is Eric Harkness," even though obviously I'm the one who sent it to myself. We spoke at the K&P networking group. I really enjoyed learning about your business. I hope we can connect, save some time. If you're interested in learning more, I would like to set up a 60-minute consultation, and the link is below here. And then I could click this link to then book a call with myself in this case. So you can see how being able to automate your text messages from your make.com onto your phone is a pretty useful tool. Again, this is pretty easy to set up for yourself if you're interested, but if you wish to get a little bit more advanced with your automations, or if you're running into trouble, I am, like you saw in that text message, offering 60-minute consultations right now. So normally I've been advertising 30 on this channel, but if you watched the end and saw that little clip, I will put up a special QR code here for anybody that is interested. And the description in the video will be for my normal 30-minute consultation, but this is more of a special secret between us since you've stayed to the end of the video. So feel free to book that 60-minute consultation, and we can see how much time we can save you in just 1 hour. So thank you again for watching this video, and I hope you got a ton of value out of this. Be sure to stick around and see what other videos I will have in the pipeline soon, and take a look at other information on my channel. And as always, if you have any questions about anything that I've built or any ideas about what you are trying to see you can build in no code, feel free to post those questions in the comments, and I'd love to answer them and learn more about what you would like to see be built in no code. But that's all the time I have for today. So thank you so much for watching, and take care. Bye.